What's going on, everyone? It's Ben here. Welcome to another video. This is obviously filmed a little bit differently. I'm trying something new. I'm trying a setup that I usually stream with for the purposes of better audio. So hopefully it turns out quite nicely. If you could let me know if it's any good in the comments, that'd be schmicko. Today, what we're doing, if you can guess by the guitar I'm holding, and by the title, we're going to be looking at a big wreck song. This one in particular is the performance of Blown Wide Open at the 2015 Surf Factory Party, which is one of the best live performances I think I've ever heard. Obviously, I didn't hear it live, I wasn't there, but I think it's just phenomenal. Everything from the performances to like the mixing and how it sounds is insane. So we're going to jump into it. It's a long video, so bear with me because I have a lot of things to talk about. So we will have a listen and we will have an analyze and we will have a gawk. All right, all good things. All right, so here we go. Alright, so first and foremost, we are introduced, well, the song is introduced, I should say, by Ian Thornley, the man behind this lovely guitar, with a solo guitar little performance, little solo thing, which is phenomenal. It's just outstanding. The tone, the touch, the melodic content within it, you know. He's got a really lovely ambient kind of tone going on. He's got the drop C sharp tuning. That whole vibe's going on, and then he switches on the fuzz, and it's huge sounding. I don't want to say for certain, but I think he's running his 2 amp setup, which is how he gets that clean kind of sound throughout that fuzz, because it's a lot of fuzz on that tone. It's a huge amount of fuzz, but still there's that clarity there. So I think he might be running 1 amp with the fuzz, 1 amp without the fuzz, so you get that clean behind the distorted, and then you can kind of have the best of both worlds. You've got the clarity, that clean sound, and then the dirt from the dirty sound, and I keep doing this with my hands. But just fantastic knowledge of the instrument. Great intro, not too long, like 1.5 minutes long. It's just, to put it in one word, masterful. Dave McMillan, amazing bass playing. Paulo, another killer guitar player. And this is a great example right here of... Is it here? I'm not sure. I'll tell you what. No, it's not. I lie. I'll come back to that point. No, it is here. Alright, so... let's have a listen to that. Okay? Let's have a listen to that little part. I think there was a little bit of an oopsie. A little bit of a mistake. Alright? But of course, Ian being the professional he is, masks it incredibly, incredibly well. Because guess what? No, it doesn't matter how good you are. And trust me, Ian's good. Ian's one of the best of all time. Best to ever pick up a six string, right? We all make mistakes. And when we make mistakes live, or during a performance, or like a whatever, the one thing you do not want to do is stop the band or stop what you're doing and go back, all right? It's embarrassing to watch. So what you do is you make a mistake, you mess up, but you play through it. You come back to where you are on the guitar, and you just look and you go, okay, where's a good note? And then you might hit one. If you don't hit one, it's just jazz. You know what I mean? So let's listen to that moment again, and I want you to kind of listen for the mistake and how well he just covers it up. There you go. Just goes straight into another line. Doesn't matter. It's one of the best licks ever. And then we're into the song proper, more or less. Ian comes down and he plays the riff, and now we go into the verse. But let's talk about it. So, we've got Brian, God rest his soul, and Paulo playing that backup figure, alright? Throughout the whole piece. Dave McMillan, awesome bass player, absolutely crushing it in this song. It's an awesome bass line as well. And what I love about big wreck bass lines, and this is pretty much through their entire back catalogue. Every song has a good bass line. There's no, just play your roots and your fifths and you'll be right. No, every song has a incredible, incredible bass line. And this is another example of that. Which is great, just from the 5 to the 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, while having that A flat root. It's killer. And for those of you who don't know what I mean by 5, 6, I'm talking about scale degrees. All right, so if we're thinking in terms of A flat major, we're going from the 5th degree, right, which is an E flat, to the 6th degree, which is an F natural, back to the 5, and then back to the 4th and the 3rd degree of the scale. Scale degrees. Alright, so now we're into the verse. Let's have a listen to the vocal. So we've heard Ian play guitar heaps before. We know that he's more than capable. But his vocal chops are unbelievable. There's a couple of notes towards the end that are just immaculate, and I can't wait to nerd over those for you and just tell you how friggin' difficult they are. So let's have a listen. Alright, cool. We'll stop there. There's your verse. One thing I wanted to talk about is dynamic range. This song has all of it. All of the dynamic range possible is in here. Alright? We get the lowest of lows in terms of volume, the softest of the soft. And then we go to the most brutal, heavy, hitting the crap out of the guitar, and it's section towards the end. And it spans the whole gamut, alright? So we start kind of relatively soft. Ian's just got his clean guitar. And then we step it up a little bit when we got that fuzz. And then we have that kind of intro where he does the guitar solo over that kind of A flat, sus2, add 9, whatever figure, right? Then we're there. And for the verse, we bring it way down. This is a phenomenal song. This is one of those songs that you can, as a guitar player, I just want to play live with a band and just go ridiculous with the dynamics. It gives you that feeling. All right. It's the same with a song like Gravity by John Mayer. It can go from absolutely nothing to fucking 130%. It can span that whole gamut. Some songs like take a pop song like a Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. That's pretty much there the whole way. It's a great song, but it's pretty much that the whole way through. This style of music really lends itself to the lows and the highs. So superb dynamic range, superb note choice in the melody as well. He's changing it up from the studio version, which was on their album In Loving Memory Of, released in my birth year, 1997. So yeah, phenomenal note choice in the melody, changing it up because, again, this is a song, at this point, they'd been nearly playing for 20 years, more or less, 18 years. That's a long time to be playing one song. He changes it up. He does some great jumps around and picks some really cool notes against the chords. For example, here we go. Jumps down that fifth. And he just slides down ever so gently. The control. Oh, it's fucking stupid how good this is. It's just stupid. Oh, to be one of these two blokes in the front. Just absolutely geeking out. I would be. I'd be absolutely flipping out if I saw this live. Okay, let's continue on. Alright, there's that section. Let's rewind and let's talk about how fucking cool Dave McMillan is. How to signify the start of a new section? Look no further than Chuck Keeping and Dave McMillan. Alright? Really simple. Just a big hit on the drums, I think on the snare and the floor tom. Do, 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 do. And then with a cymbal on beat one. And Dave McMillan slides in on the bass. And it's just perfect. It's just so good. And it takes, again, we were talking about dynamic range. Just takes it up just that little bit more. All right. Just before we get into the chorus. So let's listen to this entry. So good. And then, hold on, let the guitar players finish this line. So good. What we've got there, all right, is a great example of guitar parts being kind of divvied out, all right? and sometimes in unison, all right, when they want that impact. So for example, this is a great example of like a unison guitar part just banging you right in the face. So we've got a bit of a dirty tone going on. We're hitting that D chord. All right, well, I guess it's a D flat chord because we're a semitone down. With everything we've got, more or less. All right, we've got to leave a little bit in the tank for the end of the song. We're only halfway through. So this is what that part sounds like. Let me just turn the volume down. So that little guitar part, where we have the D flat chord, and then leave that open G flat string to kind of, or we add that in, I guess. That's killer. And everyone hits it bang on the time, bang on the rhythm, and it's all phenomenal. It's the little details. It's the little arranging things like that. Okay? Because you don't have to play it like that. You don't have to put that part in. But they did, because those guys are just incredible at writing guitar parts. Incredible. And getting the right tone for the right part and doing this. In terms of 3 guitar bands, this era of Big Wreck, pretty high up on the list of 3 guitar, like good rock bands. And here comes one of the best choruses ever. And then we go back down to nothing. It's insanely good. Again, talking about a band that knows how to arrange guitar parts. Another example, 10 seconds on from the last example. Everyone hits that line in unison. Everyone, we jump to the bridge pickup. We get the fuzz on. We get the delay on. We get it all going. And we do this little part here that leads into that G chord, G flat chord. Keep forgetting. And it sounds something like this. It's a great part. And it kind of follows the vocal line. Da, 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 da. It's awesome. It's again, one of those, I'm going to take the melody and mess with it a little bit in the guitar part, and I'm going to get all this synergy within the song going. It's just insane guitar writing, songwriting, everything writing. And the backup vocals from Paulo are awesome. Let's have a listen to a little part. And it's just a very, very, very small part, but let's have a listen to how good it sounds. It's one of the most simple BV lines on the planet, but it's so good. It's just so fucking insanely good. Man, that shot makes Paulo look really short, but I'm sure he's like 6 foot. Ian Thornley's just giant. Again, it's one of those songs. There's so much space being left in the parts where it, like the verse and that intro, that a section like that, you just add one or two small things, and it just makes this huge difference because everything's so noticeable, right? Because you haven't just started going 100 miles an hour. You've worked your way up to it. So now we can add little pieces, and they become more apparent and they become more powerful, right? Just insane. And again, back to a little sparse guitar solo interlude from Ian. Notice how we're back to the verse and quiet, and Ian stops playing. Again, simple trick, but we don't have to be playing all the time, especially in a band that has 3 guitars, right? I was talking about this in my 5 Reasons You Blues Playing Sucks video. It's like, if you got like 8 guitar players in the band, shut up, man. You don't need to be playing all the time. We take Ian out, we let Brian and Paulo play that part, let him do the vocals and do some fills. Again, it takes it from 100 to 0 again. And then we can build up. It's just, ugh. Knows he's bringing it back in now because we're kind of getting close to this little pre-chorusy bit. And now we ramp it up, Fantastic. Here's another great vocal note I want you guys to listen to. Oh, so good. Another chorus. Here we go. Again, that awesome backing vocal line that's just super simple. And now we're starting to really build here towards the end of the song. Oh, so good. And again, absolutely nothing. We come all the way down. It's ridiculous. Again, another phenomenal performance by Dave McMillan. Here we go. And this is where we start to really build. Like, in case you didn't think we'd had enough building, no. This is where we really hit the apex of this song. And notice how off the mic Ian is. Here he brings it in. Just hold that note for 18 years, Ian. Why don't you?
There you go.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I think that last build speaks for itself. I don't think I need to talk about it at all. I think we all listened to it, and we're all better now because we listened to it. I highly suggest going to listen to all of those Surf Factory party videos, not just the big rep ones, but all of them. All the ones. Pete Thorne, fucking Andy Wood, everyone. Go listen to them all. But that right there, that specific performance, I think, is so special. It almost just brings a tear to your eye. Just watching that. Watching everything just work, you know. The song's phenomenal. The performances are phenomenal. The tones are phenomenal. The way it's recorded and mixed and produced is so good. It's just incredible. It's just all round incredible. So I'm going to leave that there for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you preferred the audio or the visual or the way this looks, let me know. Because again, I'm experimenting. Don't quite know what I'm doing still, but we're learning slowly but surely. So I'm going to leave that there. Go listen to some Big Rec. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right? Catch us later.